round of the Ultimate Guard Cup. And we are in person, Leonhard König and me, Sebastian Lemke, coming back for you today with another Top 32 match. How are you today, Leo? How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I just came back from playing laser tag. I called my nickname Heat Leo. So I'm hyped for maybe some Salomon grade.
We will see. It's the first week of Salomon grade, right?
Yeah, and it's so close to Düsseldorf.
Exactly. How did you feel about the last weekend? Because for me, it was like a really intense weekend because I had to go through a lot of deck features and I was following all the tournaments that were going on, especially in America. There were a few going on.
Yeah, and
I wanted to see how is Salomon grade doing in competition now, because there was a lot of talking before, like in theory, the deck, some people said it's bad because Sky Striker is still there with full power and it's way better of a control deck. And also, like in the OCG, it is doing pretty well on the other side. But now it came down to competition, you know? They were coming into the tournament scene and like everybody was picking up their stuff and they could play it in TCG tournaments. And the effect was pretty big, I would say.
The deck got so many wins. Jonas Kosche, again KO, won a regional. The deck won the ARG Las Vegas.
Exactly,
it has basically, I mean, the engine is kind of big, but you don't need anything else. So you can just stack it up with hand traps and Called by the Grave and regular traps. You can run as many floodgates as you'd like in the side deck. And we all know that floodgates are incredibly powerful if it hits the right deck. You shouldn't main deck them because there will probably be a lot of Salomon grade, but it's like the perfect side deck option. The deck has insanely powerful trap cards that you don't mind if you get red rebooted.
That's true.
Like, even if you get red rebooted, you will have the Raw that can just negate the red reboot. Then it's just like one negation out of your entire field. Like your cards kind of float. Like as long as you can get one card on the field, your entire graveyard can just reborn itself. You have great resource management because of Jack Jaguar. You have so many opportunities, so many different options you can go for. And like even if your boards don't seem too impressive, it's just like 2-card combos that like stack up your combo of Gazelle and Circle, which is basically your usual combo to go for, your best 2-card combo, ends up with a board with one Omni Negate and a monster that will special summon something next turn and bounce something, and link 2 monster, and you have Gazelle and Salomon grade Circle
in hand stacks up so hard, right?
Yeah, your combo just returns to your hand and you put up the board. So the resource game is crazy, basically.
And it's so insane. Like some people are like comparing it a little to Trickstar, because Trickstar also was a deck that could fit in a lot of other stuff, like a lot of hand traps and maybe some floodgates if you like. And if you're like have your 1-card engine like Light Stage or Candina, you can just do a lot of stuff with that 1 card basically. And people are comparing that to Salomon grade a little, and I think at some point it's true. And I think really 1 card can help a lot, and you can just build up so much of it. Like you said, it's just crazy.
That's true. I mean, 1 card is not that good, but you most of the time have your 2-card combos, right? You have so many options. You can run the Psychic engine with E-Tally on to summon Ghost or Psychic Tracker and Wielder. You can like, it's so good that Mirage Stalio is generic Link 3. It's the new Dante basically. Like you just play a bunch of like, this is why people also started to play Dangers, even though I think that Dangers might not be the correct way to play the deck. You can just summon a bunch of rank 3s, and as soon as you get like just a Mirage Stalio on board, you have the small combo basically, in which you don't set up a negate, but you set up the Gazelle on hand and a Sunlight Wolf that is resummoned or revived, as they call it, on the backside of the structure deck, the Reincarnation. Right, Reincarnation Link. This is what they call it. Like you can in your basic combo, you can just access Dweller or a Baguska.
Absolutely.
Plus an Omni Negate. How insane is that? Oh, don't have the Omni Negate then, I think. But like, I think if you have your hand traps and your trap cards, and as soon as you reach game 2 against go second decks like Orcust or or Burning Abyss, which are probably falling out of favor because of that, then you can just set up your Dweller. Like, Dweller is insane against going second decks. Like, there's, I think, only like Invoked is good against, it doesn't care about Dweller, Invoked Mech Knight. And like, as soon as people tell you to go first, if they win the die roll, you will just instantly set up your Dweller. Like, there's no way you're not going to Dweller, because you know your opponent is running a lot of dangers.
Yeah.
And like, the more they summon, the more it's likely that you hit him. Or the Orcus don't do anything, or the Burning Abyss monsters, or Rhino, or Destrudo, Yazi. Like, Destrudo can summon from hand, but Yazi is just like useless then.
It's like a small return of the rank 4 exceeds, right? Like, because Bagushka is also a card that is returning in this deck, and so Dweller and Bagushka gaining strength again, which is kind of funny because they were basically out of the scene in the late meta games, but now it seems to be coming back, which is kind of cool, of course. You see cards coming back, I'm really interested to see how Salamangreat will do in Düsseldorf then.
So we were just told that the first round can start for us.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That looks
so table 1 basically arrived. What are the names?
So I think. Do you see it? I think we have to search for Fruquel. Fruql. Yeah. That's the one player.
All right. Versus Fairy Tail Low.
Exactly. Okay.
They should have put a password in it.
Yeah, that's right. There was no password for now. So please tell them to put a password in. Or can they still put a password in? I don't know. Maybe they should restart. So yeah, they should probably tell them. So yeah, maybe you're a little confused because we're looking up and down, and I would just on the sides now start the Twitch stream because we want to see the chat and we have to combine all the screens in here and so on. And it's like kind of funny because my camera is over there and it's on my laptop and my screen is over here to watch the game. So don't get confused by me watching there, but having the camera there, but I still will see everything. So I will start the stream on the side now. Okay, so there we have it. And by having the stream on the side now, first of all, we will be able to see the chat. So feel free to drop in any comments or anything you like, and we will try to communicate with you. And on the other hand, we hopefully won't have any issues with like a frozen game for you as we had last time. That was a little bit weird. Because like it was frozen in game 1 for you and we could still see the game and we didn't know that you couldn't see the game. So it was kind of hard for us to tell. And yeah, that wasn't too enjoyable for you. I mean, we still tried to talk through the game for you, but of course it's better to see the actual game, right?
Yeah, kind of. Like, it's sometimes also hard to keep track of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're just keeping it and not seeing it.
So they just created a new game with password. That's better. So let's search for them again.
So you guys have to watch it on our Twitch stream and not.
That's the intention with that, yeah. So Yeah, we did not even talk about who is playing in this round of the top 32 yet. I just realized. I mean, we have a cool tournament, the Ultimate League, Ultimate God Cup, and we didn't even tell you who's playing there. Do you want to tell them, or shall I?
You can go for it.
I already see hashtag ILG win in the chat, and that brings us to our first team, which is Team ILG from Italy. I don't know exactly what the meaning of ILG is, but I mean, it probably is like Italian card gaming or so. I mean, that would make sense in some way. But the team is Italian, that's for sure. That's what I can tell you. And on the other hand, we have Team Raid and Trade. And Team Raid and Trade, I think Raid and Trade is a store in Karlsruhe, Germany. And so that's a German team facing against an Italian team. So the old battle between Germany and Italy. Are you in the game yet?
They started the game, but the password that we talked about earlier doesn't work.
Okay, but what was his name? Is that Fruquel? Yeah, I think he rolled as a new password. Did you see that?
Nope.
Just scroll up a little. It's a combination of numbers.
When?
Just
Can you?
like 10 messages above.
Okay, I got it. I want it.
Yeah,
I got it.
I'm in now. I'm in now. That's
me as well.
cool. There he is.
All right. So I think we can start the match now. Let's just tell our judge that they can start.
Please let us see some Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. All right, we are hyped. Now we can tell you guys what the decks are that the players are playing.
Yeah, go for it. Tell them.
So
what do we see?
On the side of, I think it was Raid and Trade, we have Salmon Grade.
That is correct.
Yeah, and the player is Luis D-Rolf.
Yep.
I know that guy.
Oh, you do?
Actually, yeah.
Where do you know him from?
I have no idea.
But the name rings some bells for you.
Yeah, I think it's some Facebook thing. And he's playing against Angelo Petraglia.
You did try your best.
Yeah, what a hustle. So, Salmon Grade can open.
There we can see it. Yeah, Salmon Grade. And there is the first card coming down, which is a little older than the rest of the stuff. So you already had to pick up your Lady debugs before the structure deck was released, which leads to a kind of high price of it right now.
Yeah.
So
how much is it, like 6 or something? If this card gets ogred, the deck can like immediately die. Actually, this is kind of an issue for the deck. That you have to really hope that you're not getting over. This is probably also why people started playing like Call by the Grave. Everyone's playing it. I mean, it's insane in the client game also. The card is generally really good. It's also great against Thunders and Sky Strikers. But yeah, I think that the deck is really, really vulnerable to hand traps sometimes. Most of the time you don't care.
Sometimes, but not all of the time.
Yeah, in certain positions you just die. So he has to go for the small combo, for the only Lady Debug combo, which probably tells us that he has no Spinny in hand, he has no Circle, he might have Falco and or Jack Jaguar. We will see that, but okay, he maybe has Emergency Teleport. That could also be true. Or a Danger. That works as well. Right. We know the deck list. We know that he's playing Dangers. I am an idiot.
I just wanted to say that, yeah. He's playing a Danger Salomon Grade variant, which I was a little surprised by. Not a lot of people actually played. So, he did discard the counter traps. Oh, no, he did discard Rage. He discard Rage, actually.
Yeah, for that reason, I don't like the Danger engine a lot, because, like... I don't know, you can't set your hand traps then.
That's right. And you're playing so many in this Salomon Grade deck, right? You're not really playing a lot of normal traps. You're like playing your Negate trap with Raw, you're playing Rage, which is like
2 Raw, 1 Rage, and like Judgment. And Impermanence, which counts as a hand trap, I assume.
Probably, yeah. Fair enough.
I mean, it literally is a hand trap.
It is, yeah. But I think Impermanence actually gets a little worse because of the fact that Phantasme right now is into the game, and a lot of Salomon Grade and other decks started to play Phantasme, even in the main deck. And so it's like, if you summon your Phantasme, you cannot use your Impermanence anymore, which is a little bad, actually.
Yeah.
So both of these cards don't really combine well in the main deck.
Yeah, also people will probably side Red Reboot against you because they already know that it will take out your Roar. And like setting Impermanence after your first turn will be hit by Red Reboot. You can't activate your Impermanence then. Right. Which hurts you, actually.
Absolutely. But he's
you really want that Vader in hand then?
There's like an interesting thing we talked about before the game already, because we already could see the lists of the players. and we see one card on the field, which is Salamangreat Foxy. And we notice that Angelo's only playing 2 Foxies. What do you think about only playing 2 Foxies, actually? Oh, no, sorry, it's Luis, not Angelo.
I mean, he's playing 42 cards.
Yeah. As you can see.
Hope it's correct. 4 cards. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. 42 cards, and I don't know why he cut the 3rd Foxy if he's going above 40 anyways. I mean, I can see why people only play 2 Foxies. It's dangerous to resolve it.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's such a great starter, honestly. Like, most of the time I do not excavate anyways, because I want to use the grave effect. So I really like the card. It's like a second spinny, basically.
Yeah. I really think it's like one of the 3 of staples in the deck for now, I would say. Yeah. Obviously, Gazelle is the 3 of staple, Foxy, Spinny. These are like the 3 of staples you just have to play for the engine, I think. But Luis decided in a different way, and he only plays 2 of them. No dupes in the chat ask whether he's playing Upstart. He's not playing Upstart, no. 42 cards and an Upstart would be also funny, because like the Salamangreat deck cannot really abuse the Upstart so hard, so it would not really make sense. I think Sky Striker decks with 42 cards and Upstart do make sense, because they have an extra spell in the grave and they can capitalize on that. But like 42 cards in a Salamangreat deck and Upstart would not really make sense for me. So
indeed, so he links away Sunlight Wolf and the Jaguar, so he can activate the effect and set the rollback, the rage, and the roar instantly, I think.
Yep. Yeah. There's the roar.
So he will go just for I mean, maybe he's going for, Bamboozled.
Bamboozle.
So he has 2 Omni Negates and 2 Pops, which is basically hard to break, seeing that Funkul will be OTK'd next turn if he can't break the board.
That's true. That's like also so huge about that Salamangreat deck. You have a very good control deck which sets up negates and also has hand traps in hand normally to disrupt your opponent as well. And then on the next turn you can just OTK with the same cards you just have in hand, and you just did your control thing with. It's like really, really huge. Pretty good.
By the way, what we noticed about the Thunder Dragon list, which you can see now, is that the Thunder Dragon is a control deck without dangers, but with a small dragon engine, but no guard dragons.
Correct.
Like a low amount of hand traps. He's playing Phantasme though, and 3 Ashes. And I'm not a big fan of this list, actually.
To say at least, yeah. You're like, you were really curious about the deck choices he made there, right? Like, not the deck choice itself, because I think Pure Thunder still has some viability in the actual metagame, but like the choices he made in the deck seem kind of strange to us. That's true.
I think Thunder is good because it can use hand traps instead of Colossuses. If you don't play hand traps, like, that's
where's the point in then not playing the dangers, right?
Yeah.
It seems kind of off. Yeah, that's true. Absolutely.
Like, you don't run hand traps because the dangers will discard them in the first piece start. So you might as well play more cards that profit from being discarded. If you don't, like, he summons the Wyvern Burster, discards the Dark, and I think this might just already get negated. Doesn't, though?
I think
no Hawk setup. I mean, you wait for Hawk, right? There's no point.
But he already negated Roar, right? He negated Roar with the Bamboozle. I think that's what he did.
Yeah. I mean, that makes perfect sense because you want to negate Roar.
Absolutely, yeah. And now he still has the Roar set and another back row. And we don't know the other back row, right? Oh, no, it's Rage, of course. Of course, we do know Rage, both back rows, sure. The chat is going wild and saying, you have been bamboozled. Like, people thought Bamboozle is dead after Rongominion was banned. And this was like the standard combo to get to Rongominion, of course. But now Bamboozled is back. Oh, there comes the Rage. So for the people not knowing about Rage actually is like a better Icarus attack, because you just target one of your you don't even tribute one of your monsters, you just target one of your link monsters. In that case it is, and it mostly is the Sunlight Wolf, which has a link rank of 2, and then you can destroy up to that number of cards on your opponent's side of the field. So he just destroys cards. It does not target even, right? It targets your own monster, but I mean, whatever. Like, that's not really relevant.
Yeah, you can pop Overload, you can pop whatever you want. Dark Destroyer. So Hawk will be activated, and I think he doesn't know that he's not playing against the Danger variant, but if he like roars this, then Thunder is basically not really doing that much anymore. Like, I mean, okay, like already now the plays are really limited for Fukul, but like the deck, I don't know. You don't care. This is why you can run hand trips. Like, nobody cares how many extenders you have in a hand. You only have like 5 effects that you can resolve.
Right.
So also
Fukul is also through his normal summon already, right? Because he normal summoned the Matrix, right?
Yeah. Right. And he also preemptively discarded Thunderdrang for I don't think any reason.
So he has one less cut to pop with Titan, probably.
Yeah, and I think he searched 2. Didn't he search 2 Thunderdrangs?
Did he? I mean, there are 2 in the graveyard now.
I mean, he probably has another one in the deck, but I don't know if that was like still what was the point. He could still activate Hawk and have a.
So
it's weird.
Fairy Tail Low, aka Luis Dirov, decided to use his negation on the effect of the OG Thunder Dragon. So Titan couldn't trigger. That's like pretty alright, because it would have probably popped the negate anyway, so why not use it on it?
Yeah.
So Fukul is left with 1 card less in hand.
Yeah. And Titan attacks over the Gossip Shadow, which, like, Fairy Tail Low does not have to use his Ballet Links, another resource in his graveyard that protects your Salamangreat monsters, actually. Like, you can use it on Raigeki.
Right.
But I mean, like, Titan is in attack position, so he's very likely to die.
I agree. It's definitely vulnerable to that, yeah. But I mean, would it have been better to summon it in defense position? Not really, too, because, I mean,
you just die.
You're dying anyways, right?
You don't care. I mean, maybe he has like Dark in hand, because he also already used Matrix effect and banished another Matrix. So I think he's only playing 2.
Yeah.
No, he's playing 3. Okay, so maybe he has another Matrix in hand. Dark. Like, 1 is out. Yeah, but I don't. Oh, so this will
fusion.
This will be another effect for a Sunlight Wolf in the opponent's turn, getting another card back. That is good. Wait. Oh, you can summon your. Okay, so he's going to summon. Oh, that's.
Do you think that's better to actually fusion away your own Titan there?
I don't think it works like that.
Why not?
Oh no, it's 1 Thunder Dragon and 1 Thunder Monster. I should know that. It's fine. It's fine. But you know, there's Mirage Stalio, so.
Right.
He doesn't even have to use Mirage Stalio. He can just like use Sunlight Wolf's effect after normal summoning Gazelles, Fusion of Fire, add Fusion of Fire back, and then you have to use Mirage Stalio, but still you win.
I mean, it can just bounce a monster or like a card, so that's like pretty good against Colossus.
He's just gonna get rid of the Colossus.
Yeah, and so we already have 5,300 attack points on board. If I'm not no, it's 5,300, and there's another 1,500. So I guess Fukul can already see the game-ending attacks coming.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even need Fusion or Fire. It makes no sense if there's a defense position monster. It's like whatever, dude.
Just go, just go.
Like, what do you do here to OTK your opponent? You're probably like, you will link away the Stelio and the Wolf for a Heat Leo.
Yeah.
Bounce the Colossus. So Stelio will bounce that one. Then you can. I mean, he has like loads of cards in his graveyard to activate. You can bounce back the defense position summoned Gazelle with Falco, which is 1,200 damage more. He can summon back a Spinny, and he can summon back Foxy and Jaguar, which would be like 5 monsters on board, and just attack with everything. That should be enough.
Seems like game. What do you think about Salamangreat Heat Leo, as he's like, he has the same name than you? Oh, did we just see Phantasme being activated? Oh yeah, there he is.
Apparently,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know whether it changes a single bit right now.
Oh, it should, right? Because,
I mean,
like, special summons itself on summon of the link monster, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then Stelio should activate, and Phantasme is already on board when Stelio activates, right? So you could negate that. Shouldn't it be like that? I'm just gonna read Phantasme.
Yeah, it can negate it. I think so. You're but so he maybe searches for a different way to actually get rid of the Phantasme now.
Yeah,
Do you think
like,
the 2,400 attack points of Phantasme are a thing to worry about right now for the Salamangreat deck? Can you get over that?
Zero already. So, like, right now it's on 0 again.
Oh yeah.
Or on 500, I think. So like Heatleo's reincarnative summon can shrink a monster to your to the attack points of a monster in your graveyard. Then you just summon your stuff, and then you attack. You can easily attack for a game with five effect monsters that haven't been like Boral Sword or something like that. You just kill them. See, like, it's then now bounce back the Gazelle and summon Falco.
But like, wouldn't he negate the effect to actually shrink the attack of Phantasme with the effect of Phantasme? Because I mean, that's like definitely a game with the fusion, I think.
Yeah.
We're talking about that before the game. What we think about the fusion, the Salamangreat fusion called Fusion of Fire. And I saw some deck profiles from the American events over the weekend, and they were like players saying it's not really that great in all the other matchups except the mirror match. It's like very, very busted in the mirror match, the Salamangreat mirror match, but it's not really that great against Striker or other decks. And we talked about it, and you just said like, no, it's just insane against everything because it secures to get OTKs through, right?
Yeah. I mean, it makes no sense that he summoned it if he doesn't shrink Phantasme in the same turn. So maybe the shrinking has already gone through, and he's just like, Fuku just forgot about the effect of Phantasme.
I mean, it's a very new card, so you could potentially forget about all of its effect. I was just wondering if when Phantasme is activating in hand, and you can ash that, right? And then the Phantasme stays in hand, because Phantasme actually, the whole effect of, I will just read the card. Yeah, the whole effect that involves drawing cards actually activates in hand. So if you just ash that, it shouldn't be able to special summon, right? I think that's...
Yeah, I think so.
Should be, yeah.
Should be like Gamma.
Yeah, exactly, right. And Gamma stays in hand too, correct. Should be exactly the same. So, and as we were talking, the first game is over already.
So he just let the effect go through.
I mean, he probably was hopeless, so he couldn't actually figure out a way to win that game. And so it's 1-0 in this game, and Team Radiant Raid is leading. Maybe we can talk about the other games just going on the side right now, because if you're watching for the first time for the League Cup today, oh no, for the Ultimate God Cup, I just always confuse it with the League and the Cup. But we have 3 games with 3 players of each team facing against each other. And I will just tell you what the other games are, because for Team ILG, we also have Silvio Contini. And do you think we can already tell the tell the watchers what decks they are playing? I mean, right now they already know, right? So we can speak about it.
Yeah, I mean, the other matches are Sky Striker
Right.
versus Trickster, I think, right? Yeah.
Correct. That's the one matchup. And then in the other match, we also have Sky Striker, but there it is facing Lunar Light Danger, right?
Yeah, I think. Oh, wait, there was someone.
Yeah, but they
no.
just updated their list, and it's still a Sky Striker deck, I think. Yeah, they
right.
updated it, but it's still good.
Okay, so there goes the Aluflupine normal summon. By the way, it's a card I strongly disagree with. In Pure Thunder with barely any hand traps.
And also we have an information that actually Trickstars is down 1-0 in the other game. Chat just told me, so it looks like they're getting the information from somewhere. And there seem to be a lot of Chingun Aryunbat fans in the chat. There's like a lot of hype and then love for him in the chat. And he's the guy playing against the Trickster deck, and he's playing Sky Striker, I think. So yeah, just let's continue to talk about the wolf right there, the Aloof Lupine. You dislike him, yeah?
Yeah, I felt like the card only gave you like disadvantage. If you open it, you barely end on anything more than 2 Colossus or 1 Colossus and a Titan.
Yeah,
and I think that's not really what you're going for. You always want your 3 fusion monsters on board. The card itself kind of forbids that, because you need the normal summon for a Thunder monster.
Totally. Yeah. So how good is Joel against normal Thunder Dragon without dangers? Because it just hit the graveyard. Apparently very strong.
Like,
wow.
There are many cards that activate draw basically, or play into draw. Many of them in hand, then you're boned if draw hits you. Sometimes it does nothing, but sometimes it just kills you. It's like always in Yu-Gi-Oh! If you get hand trapped, like sometimes you lose, sometimes you don't. But against the Thunder variants, it's insane.
Yeah, of course. So, Salamangreat has 5 cards in hand to do some stuff. But what do you think is like when Salamangreat is just starting off, like right now in their first turn, are they actually able to really OTK a lot, or do they need that one setup turn to actually get to that point?
The 2-card combo of Fusion of Fire and the 2-card combo of Gazelle and Spinny should be like 10,000 damage if it doesn't get interrupted and there's a monster on board.
That's right.
So I think they can OTK pretty easy, because their setup combo is also an OTK combo.
That's right, yeah. It has a lot of OTK combos. That's pretty nice. And you could suspect that Frugal actually decided out some of his hand traps because he's going first here. So maybe the Salamangreat player does not even have to feel a lot of effects right now.
Yeah, I don't think he has to win.
Yeah,
Fusion of Fire. Did you see that?
Yeah. An important thing to notice about the Salamangreat Foxy is that you can only use one of the effects of Salamangreat Foxy per turn. So make sure that your opponent is not trying to use both effects in one turn. Keep an eye on that. Huh?
Yeah. People will try that.
Definitely, for sure. Be attentive of that, yeah. Keep attention
there. So,
Gazelle
is summoned. Sanctuary is searched out.
Foxy
Fusion of Fire is in hand.
Ooh, yeah. Foxy basically did pot off duality move to add a card to hand. This game
is over, I think. Like, there could only be ashes, and all the cards that can be ash that would be like insane to ash are out.
That's right. Yeah. What do you think, hand trap wise, is the best time to actually interrupt Salamangreat? For example, if your opponent is going first with Salamangreat and you have an infinite impermanence in hand too, at what time do you drop the impermanence? On what card? For like when they have a standard opening with Lady Debug, let's say.
If they have the standard opening with Lady Debug, I think I would maybe hit the Ballet links if they activate it. So that you don't know if they have the follow-up, if they have a Gazelle in hand, because then they can still small combo you.
Yeah,
but if you hit the Ballet links and they don't have the Century, you're pretty much you're boned sometimes. I mean, you could still like extra summon your monster. I guess it still works. You should always try to hit the extender.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're right. I agree for sure. The chat just tells us that Chingun actually won his match already, so it looks like it is 1-0 for Team Raid and Trade, and it's not looking too shabby to actually be 2-0 Team Raid and Trade in just a second right now.
Yeah, this will be Heat Leo, then the Sanctum will drop, then the Heat Leo. Well, okay, maybe not.
Does not look like he wants to go into Heat Leo right now.
Yeah, just yet. Just wait for it.
Just yet, exactly right. He just wants to do some other stuff. How did he actually get rid of the defense position monster? What effect?
Mirage Stalio.
Ah, yeah, right. He just bounced it, of course. Yeah, makes sense.
But he doesn't care about the defense position monster. He's just gonna kill him on a Lupin, right?
Yeah, it's like he just put one of his extra deck monsters back into the extra deck. I think he just put the wolf back in. That's also so cool about the Salamangreat deck, right? You actually can afford to only play like 2 of the Exceed maybe, or like, I mean, you will play 3 of the Wolf, but you could play only 2 Mirage Stalio, because you could just recycle it naturally in the deck. There are like options to recycle your extra deck resources, so there should not really be an issue with too low space in extra deck, I think, right?
Indeed.
Right.
Fusion of Fire, you can summon Fusion from hand as well. So the Aloof Lupin is on 0 attack points. The Violet Chimera will be summoned with Gazelle and Heat Leo, so it will be 3,800, 1,900 attack points boost. Goes over 4,000, and the attack will double as Aloof Lupin has a different attack stat than usual. So this is game, ladies and gentlemen, right here.
Yeah.
There's like no card.
Some football fans in our chat, because we're getting the information that Schalke is actually having a 1-1 right now versus Manchester City. Just some side information. But looks like we have a clean victory for our Raid and Trade team here. Oh.
Damn, that's good.
So that is game. We have Louis Dirov taking his game as well. And chat told us that the match between Chingun and Silvio is already finished. So we should try to get to table 3, which would be Matteo and Pascal. Let's just look there, whether we can find them.
What are their names?
I'll just look it up on the side. One sec. Did you find it already?
Nope, no idea. I don't even know where you found the.
I have it. It should be Das Pascal, just DASP. Oh yeah. Just search for that. You see it?
Yeah.
Okay, they do not have a password, I think, but I mean they're already in their game, so they cannot restart that. So let's just dig into the game right there. And so as you can see by the name on the bottom, we have Matteo Pellegrini from Italy and Team ILG, and Das Pascal actually is Pascal Banish from Team Raid and Trade. Would be interesting to know how the scores right now. I would just ask our judge.
Yeah.
What game it is. That would be good information. And as you can see, we see some Lunar Light cards. So that's like another really interesting topic, I think, because Lunar Light actually won YCS Chicago. And for the following tournaments, we do not see any Lunar Lights in the top cards. It's like kind of the same phenomenon as it was with World Chalice a little bit. Like World Chalice won the YCS Bochum, but afterwards nobody played World Chalice, right?
That is true.
How do you explain that? What do you think is the reason for that?
Oh, oof. I think that it's kind of this roguish deck where nobody knows how to play against it.
I agree.
Sure. People weren't really aware of that as a thought strategy, with like summoning Pankratops, siding in Pankratops or siding in Twin Twisters to standby face them, or priority Pankratops. So people now are aware of that and they can prepare, and they know how to do it like when they're on the spot. Like you don't read all the cards, or maybe like if you read the rank up spell, you're not really seeing that the card can only be activated in main phase 1. So you think that Pankratops or Twin Twisters aren't even good.
Right.
So yeah, people are prepared and know how to play against it. So that was kind of a niche deck. Went well for like one tournament. It's still not bad. But yeah, I don't see it as a further top 1 candidate for tournaments. Like here, the Valor on Tiger King really hurt, I think.
I don't know. I think he can still actually go off a little here because, I mean, it depends whether he already used the Martin.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you can bounce a Tiger with Martin, there could still be like some stuff coming. Yeah, exactly. That's what we were seeing.
Okay, so, but what can he actually do to OTK?
I think, does he have setup in the graveyard? Let's just check his graveyard. No, he does not have any setup anymore. So, I mean, okay, yeah, it's kind of hard now. He can special summon the Emerald Birdwood now, but does that help in any way? I mean, he then has opportunities to do like Link 2 or Link 3 plays potentially. Oh no, he can also exceed 4 because the Shizuku is pointing to a zone he could use there.
Yeah. Maybe he has another Tiger King, as Tiger King is not hard once per turn, I think. Card is too old for that.
Yeah.
It's weird to refer to Brotherhood of the Fire Fist cards as old, actually.
Yeah, but I mean, for us, they are old, or?
Yeah, I mean, Bear just came out in Duel Links. Or it's going to come out. That might be a power creep, actually, because Bear is insane, honestly.
Do you remember the Fire Fist metagame? That was really good format. It was so controlled. It was really, really nice. I loved it. Like, what was the other deck competing with Fire Fists back in the day?
Boojins, Mermails.
Right, yeah.
I mean, that kind of format was like really wide. Like, Gyria was there for some tournaments as well, with Karakuris. Underclock Taker is not a deck that was competitive back then, but was summoned and right now. So.
Yeah, correct. And I think I didn't say yet, but we got information that it's actually game 3. So it's 1-1 right now between the two players.
Remember, boys and girls, to beat Lunar Light, side in Twin Twister to destroy the rank up spell in the standby so it can't be chained. PS, summon Pankratops in main phase 1 using player priority, then you're able to chain it to destroy the rank up spell target. Good luck and have fun.
Yeah, Pankratops does not really help that much. Oh, so we just have a defeat, an admission of defeat by Das Pascal. Yeah. So Matteo Pellegrini actually secures 2-1 for ILG, so they do not go down in flames. They have some respectable. They got some respect with winning that one game.
Yeah,
they have one a little.
But yeah, Raiden trade, like preemptively even taking the win with like, I mean, Thunder just got destroyed there, right? It's just like perfectly showed or showcased what we told you guys in the first place. Like Salomon Grade can set up a board easily, have further disruptions, and can just OTK with fusion or fire. Like it's such an insane way.
Yeah.
Like your basic combo is 10,000 damage if you wanted to, and if your opponent, if you have like one monster and no interruption on your field, you can have like the biggest monster lineup ever. You can have 3 times Blue Eyes, White Dragon, Ultra Fusion, Super version. If you have like, or even that, monsters in attack position that do not stop your opponent, it's just like killing you because of Heat Leo and Fusion Fire into Chimera, into insane damage. So yeah, Salomon Grade, really good defensive and offensive deck.
Definitely. So maybe let's dive a little into the future, going into YCS Düsseldorf. What do you personally expect? Do you expect a lot of control decks or a lot of combo decks? Like, where do you see the shift going in the metagame right now, just from a general perspective?
I think the future is now, old man. No, to be serious, I think that control decks will take it over. People who started running hand traps again. Dangers have fallen out of favor. Like if you're in many WhatsApp groups with like players, many players that are competitive, you will realize that people were saying something like, "I'm selling my danger core. You can have it."
That's true. Yeah,
the dangers have kind of fallen out of favor in like the last 2-3 days or with the last weekend. Hand traps are there again, and like more control-y and greedy variants could be the key to win events. I mean, I don't think that Salomon Grade will necessarily win it because like if people are really prepared for it, then the deck can be pretty fragile, like Ogre or Gamma with no follow-up. I mean, if you have no follow-up, then you're boned. So
that's right.
Maybe Sky Striker will have their insane comeback again. So the deck is just like constantly switching back and forth. Yeah. So like Salomon Grade is...
And it could like really... Yeah, it's really good against Salomon Grade. And on the other hand, it really profits by the players playing a lot of hand traps because actually Sky Striker isn't that vulnerable to hand traps. So that's a good point for them. Do you see...
Maybe that's insane combo decks.
Yeah. Do you see a different deck which could profit of that? A lot of hand traps actually? Because, like, for example, Alta guys actually could profit of that too, because they're not really vulnerable to hand traps as well. And it seems like Alta guys just disappeared from the format completely. Like, nobody's talking about Alta guys anymore. And when the ban list dropped, everybody was like, Alta guys multi-faker did not get hit. What the fuck happened there? They just missed it. And so now Alta guys is busted. But apparently it's not.
Yeah.
You know?
Like people played RnT and prepared. Like if you're playing a deck and everyone prepares for it in this format, then like we have so many counter strategies against every deck that you can possibly run. And if people have on the like spot on the screen, they know, okay, this is like maybe the deck to beat. And if it matches, like the counter strategy matches to the other deck to beat, like Sky Striker and Alta guys really get severely destroyed by evenly matched Twin Twisters or Heavy Storm Duster, and this is maybe the reason why both of the decks have fallen out of favor, because like counter strategies are so effective right now.
Yeah, and that's what it makes it so hard to predict in total for the event, right?
Because I hate it.
It's shifting back and forth so quick at the moment. It's just going control, combo, control, combo. It's like you cannot even tell in what state you are right now. So you have to have a really, really good understanding of the game to actually know in what state you are right now, looking at that specific event to make your you make your tech choices and so.
And then there are people who prepare less, and then you're still going to get matched up with something you don't predict. So basically, you just have to look at the deck breakdown of Chicago. It doesn't matter which deck you play; you can top with everything basically right now. So you just play your deck, play it well, and then go to the tournament and destroy everyone. And I think this works better with decks that have a higher ceiling.
It's really cool actually right now because it's not really like pick the best deck. Right now it's more pick the deck you're best with. Like because when you play the deck really, really good, you can compete against a lot of the decks in the metagame because the metagame is so versatile right now.
Yeah.
So all the tech cards could be very bad against your specific deck, and so a lot of rogue options actually have a lot of potential right now, and that's so cool. That's why Lunalight also won a YCS, and now it's doing nothing because people now know what Lunalight is doing, and they can just.
And everyone and their mother is running Lockbird.
That is a good point too. You will have to be prepared for seeing a lot of mained drone Lockbirds. So maybe you should not pick a deck that's actually vulnerable to Lockbird. I mean, Lockbird is good against the actual metagame, against the meta decks like Danger Thunder and Sky Striker. It is pretty good against. So if you're picking a rogue option where Joel is good against 2, that's probably not that good of an idea. Because when you also suffer from like a hand strap that is designed to beat the meta game, then your deck is really, then you can also play the meta game instead.
Yeah, you should stick to the meta decks. Like the meta is so wide open that like it covers everything. Like there's best option for every type of strategy you have. Like if you want to play, I mean you can play a combo deck to pump out a board, but then if you want to play a combo deck, just play Thunder because 2 Colossus, 4 cards in hand, and 2 negates is pretty decent, like they say.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So, yeah.
Chat is just asking when the next game is going to be, and we can already tell you because we will go back to the regular and planned schedule, and that will be Thursday for the Ultimate God Cup. So every Thursday we will be returning for another game of the Cup. And this week we're just live on Wednesday because obviously Düsseldorf is around the corner and we have a lot of very high-class teams in here. So a lot of people are already traveling to Düsseldorf like tomorrow, and so they could not play in the Cup. But we wanted to bring you some action, and so we moved it to Wednesday, which is why we're here right now. And I think we should wrap it up right now. I mean, we both do like a lot of testing still to find out where in the metagame we are right now and where the metagame
is. There's a new deck that dropped, and we have to prepare for that one as well now. So yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Take everything you had until now and throw it in a can, and then just start all over again in 2 days. Because sometimes you also have a life.
Sometimes it is. Life comes in between,
Just sometimes.
Exactly, But I have to say it was a lot of fun again. It's always fun to talk about meta, to have like strategy talk, theory talk about all that stuff, and just talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Itself just brings you further ahead of things. That can count for everybody that is interested in getting better in Yu-Gi-Oh! Just get somebody to talk about the game with, because if you're talking about the game, you're understanding it a lot more and you're getting deeper into things. So just talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot. And so, what was that? Just a little there.
That my chair, which has all my dirty clothes on it, was in between, so just moved it away.
I think now it's fine. Now it's perfect. So I'm happy to see you all in Düsseldorf. Happy to see you, Leo. So best of luck to everybody in Düsseldorf, I think. And I think we're signing out right now. See you on stream next week again. And maybe one thing we can say, we actually had a podcast planned for this week, but we had to reschedule it. Sadly, we couldn't do a podcast yesterday, but we hope to bring you a podcast next Tuesday. And we could have a really, really special guest for that. Maybe someone we do not even know yet. But I think we should.
Someone who has to be determined on Sunday.
Exactly, right. But we will see. I think
maybe also not, by the way.
Maybe we could be determined on Sunday to do something.
Maybe also not.
So
too cocky.
Have a nice evening, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.